Hey folks, what's going on? Happy late Thursday night. Doing a surprise stream on a Thursday night. We said something might pop up. Don't get your minds out of the gutter. And we thought it'd be something Bill and I have been talking about doing for a while because Bill and I, both playing bands, both musicians. We're always talking about music, and we just got a whole subject of like the 80s metal bands, like the so-called hair metal bands. And we thought it'd be fun to just sit down and just bullshit about them, like pick our top 10 and give some honorable mentions. Now, we've already acknowledged before anybody starts, getting crazy, this is all for fun. Some bands that we might mention, people may or may not, like we were just discussing before this. Well, I don't know if that was really considered hair metal, but you got to remember, certain bands became popular in that hair metal generation that may or may not have become popular had it not existed, because that community embraced them. So it is a fine line, but I think for everything I picked, I pretty much think it's there. Certain bands, like I said, may have started out a little bit more, not necessarily rock and roll, but less glammy, I should say, and then they evolved into it. But then they hit their stride in the middle of it, and one band in particular, which I'm going to bring up, but definitely did that. So Bill was at band practice tonight, so he's finishing his homework right now.
Yeah, literally
on the fly. So let me see who's hanging out in the chat, who's up late on this Thursday night hanging out with us. What's up there, Brett? Evening all. This topic brings back my teenage years. Oh, me too, man. Me too. My high school years, 86 to 90. Actually, a little before. Used to be more hairspray and makeup than any female in America during these years. Oh, God. Just talk to my wife, will tell you, too. Because they had to put all that shit in their hair. Stay tuned, folks. We're shaking. What's going on? Yeah, Brett won't be joining us tonight. Brett, he's got some stuff he's going to do early tomorrow, so he wasn't able to join us. He may or may not pop in the chat. I'm not sure. But he had a lot of stuff going on. Slasher Fred, what's up, man? Top 10 hair bands, Twisted Sister, the music videos I Want to Rock, and its sequel, We're Not Going to Take It, had Mark Metcalf reprising his character, Niedermeyer from Animals. What do you want to do with your life? I want to rock.
See, I told you, Pat, I was having a brain fart. Like, I'm trying to think of all these bands at the same time. I almost forgot about Twisted Sister. That would have been a travesty.
How dare you not say get out? Just get out. Who else is here hanging out with us tonight? Mopar. John, what's up, man? How you been? I saw your message. How's things going? Oh, you've been sick. Ooh, that sucks, man. Feel better. Yeah, I'm actually was getting a think something's coming down. When you feel the beginnings of something. So I think something's starting to come to me too. So hopefully it's nothing too crazy. Princey Movies, how you doing, man? Is Motley Crue going to make the cut? Is the question? Oh, absolutely. I mean, come on, they were
definitely
right there, part of that whole Sunset Strip generation of hair bands. Absolutely. I mean, like I said, this is where it gets a little iffy because you listen to their first album, like Live Wire and all that stuff. It's a little bit more punkish and dirty, but they just evolved. A lot of the bands started out, evolved into hair metal bands and stayed that way. And like I said, certain bands, had Motley Crue come out in the 90s, like the late 90s, the 2000s, odds are they wouldn't have turned into what they did because there was a giant scene. You gotta remember, it was like timing is everything.
It had a lot to do with the look too. It's like that's why this list is mostly just the bands that came out. I'm focused on bands that came out in that era because not all the music sounded the same. It was just kind of like the look. Everyone had the teased hair, the wristbands. Like Motley Crue had the spikes and the fire and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's like look at Wasp. Wasp was out there too. They had their saw blades and their craziness, but they had the teased hair. So I don't know. That's the way I'm looking at it. That's the way I made my list.
I mean, and then there was bands like you're sitting there saying, like I just saw your wrist thing that you just had on your forearm, and makes me think of Halford. Judas Priest is not on this list.
Yeah, totally
not.
I mean, I think he's the one who started all that, honestly.
Yeah, they started out as a metal band and they stayed metal. They got heavier.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That was a band that got heavier. Yeah. They didn't get calmer by no means. Okay, you could argue that their one hair metal album of Turbo, which I actually like Turbo, but everything else,
I mean,
they wouldn't make the cut.
I don't mind Turbo. I have it on vinyl.
I'm not putting Kiss on it. Kiss, my favorite band, is I mean, they
No.
evolved because Kiss. I love Kiss to death, but Kiss evolved with every genre. I mean, they started out,
Well, Kiss
as hard rock. Then
started way
they did
before the hair metal thing.
semi-disco. Then they did the almost new wave-ish. Then, of course, they went right into the hair metal. Then, of course, they had to do grunge. I mean, they've evolved into everything, so they're not on this list.
Same way I feel about Van Halen. They came out way before the hair metal thing.
Same.
They did
Yep.
have some hits in that era, but they weren't never hair metal.
Nope, not at all. They're not on my list either. Yep. Let's see. I'm just checking up in the chat here where I left off. Oh, easily. Could definitely made it. I could have made a top 30. There'll be a lot of honorable mentions too, or some that are just right on the fringe of it. Gotta have Crew, Poison, Rat, Twisted Sister, maybe Cinderella. Yeah. Prince C Movie says, I'm staying for the long haul. Please help this 23-year-old youngster extend his horizons. I'm big into The Cure and Interpol. That's not bad. Hey, I did. A lot of friends of mine. Cure was a band I just never got into. I mean, I didn't dislike them. It's just, those bands that were always there, but you just didn't listen to them. And you just, nothing against them. I had friends that were really big into The Cure in high school.
My guitar player Alan was really big into The Cure. I could never really get into him.
Yeah, I didn't dislike them. It just wasn't my thing. Looks like we're going to get some snow in Atlanta on Saturday. They're talking about another storm Saturday night to Sunday. Yep, yeah, just what I need is more fucking snow to add to the shit I got outside. I saw Rock of Ages. I saw Rock of Ages on a cruise. When we went on a cruise to Bermuda years ago, and one of the musicals that were on there was Rock of Ages. It was good. A lot of fun.
Notice I got the different backdrop going here.
Look at you.
I got my ladies up here.
Got some girls.
This is an old my backdrop was tucked away in the bedroom. The wife's in there sleeping, so I didn't want to get all the way back in there and disturb her. So this one was just rolled up right in front. I haven't busted this out since I took it home from the club, which was back in, goddamn, 2009 was when this backdrop was. This was a show we played all the way down in Peoria, Illinois. It was a Halloween show we played on October 31st. And the sign was still hanging up. Halloween. It has our name on there. It has all the band's names on there. I'm like, you can see the Ever right here next to me. I was like, I told the guy, I'm like, man, if you have no objection, I'm taking that home with me. He's like, go for it.
Take it home, man.
I rolled it up, and I've never pulled it out. So I figured tonight was a good occasion with the hair metal. Get some more hair metal ladies over here. Some groupies.
Nikki Six's Adrenaline Inject was insane. I watched the biopic, and it's the craziest metal biopic I've ever seen. I haven't seen that one. I've seen the Dirt. The Dirt was crazy as fuck.
Yeah. The Dirt.
Y&T with their Summertime Girls. Like Y&T was good too. Was it Dave Manichetti was the singer, the guitar player? I liked Y&T. They were good.
I never really thought of Y&T as hair metal though.
They were the same thing. They just were through that whole era, so they morphed into it.
Yeah.
Cody, what's up, buddy? Scorpions and Alice Cooper went through a hair phase, but they were around before that. Too obvious? Absolutely. 100%. Neither one of them are on the list.
Exactly. That's why I didn't include them on here either.
Dokken, yeah, Dokken, truth be told, is in my honorable mentions because I couldn't fit it in my top 10. I'm actually, I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, I can't believe I couldn't fit because I love Dokken. But there was a few that I really loved. I just couldn't squeeze it. Yeah.
You stand there. It's not love.
Oh, the Heroin Diaries. That was crazy shit. If you ever read that book, man, he was out of control. I mean, just listen to the song "Kickstart My Heart." I mean, come on. But
didn't he OD and then they revived him and then he went back and got high again?
Yeah, you say I just went back, just shot up again. Like that, I'm like I would never. I'm like that stuff must be pretty fucking good. I don't get it because I've never been into the drugs or anything like that. I don't get it. It must have been really good to basically just cheat death and say, you know what, I'm gonna go do it again.
Yeah, I know. That's Lemmy. He said, whatever your vice is, never do heroin. Never.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to go get blood drawn when I have to get blood work done. I didn't put a needle in my arm.
I know.
Like, fuck that nonsense. But yeah, let's do this. And you guys chug along with us. I was going to try to put together a nice little fancy little display with bands and stuff. Just didn't have the time. Actually, I had the time, but I was being lazy. I was on the couch watching TV with the wife. Actually, I kept falling asleep. She's like, "Aren't you supposed to go do a stream or something?" I'm like, "Oh shit." Fell asleep in my Quaalude chair upstairs where I laid out and put the blanket on, and the puppies come on top of me. And it's like,
Yeah.
So
that was me. I kind of slept like shit last night. So we ate dinner, but before I was going to go to practice, and I finished dinner. I'm sitting on the couch, we're watching a show, and it's one of those things where you feel your eyes getting heavy, but next thing you know, you do one of those little, and you look, and everyone in the room is looking at you. Like you didn't even feel yourself drift off, but you were obviously sleeping because everybody's looking at you.
The wife's like, you're like beep. I go to me, and she's like, you'll just fall asleep, and you're like, eh. I'm like, what? I'm like, stop yelling at me.
I'm waking myself up. It's time to go rock. I gotta wake up.
All right, let's go. We're going to count back from 10, and then we'll discuss some honorable mentions. You guys throw your number 10 in the chat. Don't give us all 10. Play along. Give us your 10. So my number 10, shout out to our good friend Joey. She'll probably throw something at the screen that I'm putting this band at number 10. And this is the one I was talking about earlier. But as much as you can say what you want, I have to put number 10 as Def Leppard. Because they started out a little bit heavier, but they were like the poster child for hair bands because of all the stuff that went down in the 80s. Rick Allen losing his arm, them coming back, between Hysteria, which was gargantuan, and it was right in the center of all the hair metal, then Adrenalize. I mean, they just like the poster child for the 80s. And I put them at 10 because I always liked them, but I was never over the moon about them.
Same. I liked them up to Pyromania.
Yeah, see, you left at the beginning of their hair metal phase.
Yeah, exactly. That's once they came out with Hysteria, I was like, that's for the girls now.
Take care, man. Feel better, John.
Cheers.
Yeah, and that's why to me, like, I had to look back and I'm like, you know what? For those who are alive during that years, I mean, you obviously were, Brett. I'm not sure how old you are, but I'm sorry, man. They were gargantuan in the hair metal scene. All the hair metal bands would open for them. All the hair metal chicks were always there. So yeah, they were definitely in that lane.
I was gonna say every chick that was in the crowd had hair.
Oh god, he's the high heaven. If he was stuck behind him, he couldn't see shit.
Yeah. Right.
But that's my number 10.
What's your favorite Def Leppard song?
My favorite Def Leppard song? That's a good question. Let me think about that. I would probably have to say probably Foolin'.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Foolin'. It was that or Beat on the Heartbreak.
For me, it's Foolin' or Photograph. I mean, I know it's overplayed, but it's a great song. I mean, yeah, probably Foolin'.
Yeah. Right here, he threw his number 10 out there, Skid Row. I know it's going to be on Bill's End, my list.
Nice.
What do you got for number 10, Bill?
All right, my number 10, I'm going to go with Warrant.
Warrant. Yeah, I like Warrant. That was an honorable mention.
Yeah, they got lumped in as the Cherry Pie guys and all that, but I mean, me and you were having a conversation about this the other night. Like, that song was never even meant to be. Like, they had the album finished, written, going into recorded as the new record was going to be Uncle Tom's Cabin, which that's my favorite song from Warrant right there is Uncle Tom's Cabin. Great song, great story. And as it goes, the record company wanted a hit. Oh no, you don't have the hit. We're still looking for the big pop hit. So they made him write another song. They came up with Cherry Pie on the dot, and that's how they were known then. But they had some great songs. I Saw Red. Uncle Tom's Cabin on the first record. They had Heaven Isn't Too Far Away. They had some really good songs.
Down Boys.
So Down Boys. Yep.
No,
where the Down Boys go.
That's some good tunes, and they were right smack dab in the middle of it all. Yep.
Oh,
and
totally.
Rest in peace, Janie Lane. Yeah, he had his demons, and his
demons, he never
beat him.
When you look at those documentaries and shit, it all seems to stem from the Cherry Pie thing. He's like, I've been known as the Cherry Pie guy since then, and that was never something I wanted to even write or play. So I don't know. I mean, he obviously had deeper demons, but that just fueled his depression.
Yeah. Cody says his favorite Def Leppard was Rocket. Nice. Photograph
Rocket,
says Brett.
yeah.
Stay tuned. It's right there with me. Number 10. Def Leppard. Nice. Slasher Fred says there was the BC Boys music video, No Sleep Till Brooklyn, where they come to play at this club but are ejected because they're not a rock band, but then they come back dressed as this hair band. Yeah. BC Boys, they were funny when they first came around. Like I said, I admitted the other night, the first song I ever learned how to play, start to finish on the guitar was Fife You Right to Party. Believe it or not.
Skid Row used to play that song. Skid Row used to bust into that on stage and when they were, on tour for their first couple records.
Their first one, License to Ill, was cool. It had a bunch of fun songs on it. Then the rest, anything after that, I never cared for. I honestly, and everybody just raved about them, and I just never got it after that. I'm like, the first album was good, but the rest of the stuff, I'm like, I just don't get it. Stay tuned says his favorite is Pour Some Sugar on Me. If that song was that was gargantuan. That song was everywhere when I was in school. But where? So Brett said, okay, he's 51. Oh, you'll be 51 on February 5th. Nice. I'll be 54 the day after. So your birthday's next Thursday. Mine's next Friday. I'll be 54. Old bastard that I am. All right. What do we got for number 9? My number 9. Where is it? My number 9. Same thing here. We're a band that started out not necessarily as hair band, but same thing morphed into one of the biggest hair bands at the time, all because of one album. And I'm talking about number 9 is Whitesnake.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could say like Slide It In and some of the other stuff. It was just straight ahead rock and roll. But when they came out with that Whitesnake album, that thing just blew up, and it was all over MTV. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were a big hair band.
Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this love?
Probably some of the best videos ever. Because the late great 2015 was hot as hell in those.
Oh yeah. Dancing all over those car hoods and shit.
Oh God!
My buddy, you guys have heard the stories about my buddy Craig around. I remember years ago he had to take a trip with his dad and his brother down to Kentucky, and we're in Illinois, so that's a couple states down south. So it was a long ride, and he said his dad had Whitesnake in the tape player. On one of those tape players, it just repeats. It gets to one end of the tape and flips it over automatically. Uh-huh. He goes, by the time he got back, he was so fucking sick of that Whitesnake record.
That's great. Not again, please.
Yeah. At first, he's like, all right, cool, Dad. Good choice. I don't want to hear Whitesnake ever again.
And the biggest thing about that album, if people don't know, that Whitesnake album, self-titled Whitesnake album that was gargantuan, the band that toured, none of them played on that album. The person that was on the album was David Coverdale. It was an entirely different band that David Coverdale fired, including the late great.
Yeah, you told me that. I never really knew that.
Oh yeah, the drummer was Ansley Dunbar. Oh God, who played the bass? I forget. And the guitar player, why can't I think of his name right now? He just died a couple months ago. He formed Blue Murder after that. John Sykes was a guitar player. Yeah, and then so the touring band, it was what? It was Adrian Vandenberg, Vivian Campbell, and the drummer that was in Ozzy's band and Black Oak, Arkansas. Help me. What's his name? Tommy Aldridge. Tommy Aldridge. Yeah. So that was the touring band. They didn't play a lick on that album. And then remember who left? Oh, Vivian Campbell left because he went and joined Def Leppard, and you had the one tour. What was the album? Slip of the Tongue with Steve Vai playing guitar, which is great.
Wow. And Vivian Campbell, he used to play with Dio.
He started out with Dio. Two of the greatest freaking albums. Yeah, Dio. I didn't put him on that list. I don't know if I'd call that.
I don't consider that hair metal.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even come to mind. So that just shows you it doesn't even enter my mind.
Same. Yeah, it's like it was rough even for me to think a few of these bands. I'm like, I don't know. I never really considered them hair metal, but the ones that I did include on here are more hair metal than Dio could ever be considered.
Easily, yeah. Aside from my first, aside from Def Leppard and Whitesnake, which morphed into hair metal bands, everything else here shouldn't have a problem with, except for one, which we actually discussed. But we'll get to there. Very cool. So what
And
is it,
you
number 8?
mentioned Vandenberg. Vandenberg
Edinburgh.
solo when he did his own band, Vandenberg. Oh, I love Vandenberg, man. They are
Oh,
great.
great
They just
guitar
put an album
player.
out recently that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's their self-titled. I think it was self-titled. The blue cover with just the logo Vandenberg. Oh man, some really great rock and roll on there, man. Good stuff. Look that up, anyone out there. Vandenberg, Love Is in Vain and It's Too Late to Stop the Train. Great music, man.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Anyway, just wanted to throw that in there since you mentioned Vandenberg.
Brett's number is 9, Europe.
Oh wow.
Cody. Rock the Night is the shit. Good song.
You know what? I'm so used to hearing Europe. I'm used to hearing the Final Countdown, you know. I never heard their first record. My guitar player, Alan, showed me one of the songs off their first record. It is heavy, man. It is heavy. They went really soft for the Final Countdown
as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's good. We hit it on again the other night. I was like, "What is this again?" He's like, "Man, it's that first Europe." I'm like, "No way, this is badass." All right, my number 9 is Dockin'. Rockin' with Dockin'.
Dockin' made your list. Yeah, that was tough to keep off the list, man. That was tough.
Yeah, I mean, come on, Dream Warriors.
Nice.
They have so many good hits. It's not Love. It's not Love is probably my favorite one.
They would probably they'd be my number 11. They would be 11. I'm looking at all these other ones, and that would easily be number 11. That's I was like, wow, I don't have a place for him. I'm like, I can't believe I don't have a place for him.
Yeah, they just have a lot of great songs. You know, they had that Attitude. You know, too. George Lynch. You know, phenomenal guitar player.
Oh, I remember getting Back for the Attack when I was really into taking my guitar lessons and was learning how to play friggin' Mr. Scary and what the hell was the song that was just not besides Dream Warriors of the album? What was the other one? Burning Like a Flame. That's the other song that was on there.
Yeah,
I used to play that all the time.
Yeah, breaking the chains around you. Yeah, good band.
Fox.
Good band.
Yeah, Girl School. At the girls' school, my baby broke all the rules. Oh, there was
I forgot all about Ricky Fox. You just said that. Now I got the logo in my head and everything.
Nice. ML Bolt 72. What's up, man? Favorite is Poison. Yeah, they were definitely on my honorable mention. They did not make my top. Not my top 10. So where we at? So we're 8. My number 8. Where did I have my number 8? My number 8 here. And we just actually lost the original lead singer not that long ago. But I love this band. I first saw them when they opened up for they were the first band I ever saw live because the first band I ever saw was Judas Priest, and they opened up for Priest back in '83. Great White.
Yeah, I thought about Great White.
Loved Great White. I was a huge fan. I mean, they had that real dark chapter because of what happened at the Station nightclub. And Jack Russell just died. He died last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, love them. All their albums were so good from the first one on to from Once Bitten. I remember I forget what year it was. One of my high school talent shows we played Rock Me from Once Bitten.
Roll me through the night.
Oh, I just loved his voice. Mark Kendall, great guitar player. The whole band. There's just every album. I just love them. So yeah, that had to be in my top 10.
I still remember the summer that record came out, and Once Bitten, Twice Shy, that song was all over the radio, man. We went down to Indiana Beach for the weekend. We went camping, and it was everywhere. Like if it wasn't on our radio, someone was driving by with it on. I mean, it was like one of those songs that you just couldn't escape it, you know. My, once bitten, twice shy.
It was a cover. It was their biggest song, and it was a cover.
Hey, look at Quiet Riot. Come on, Feel the Noise. That was a cover, and that was probably their biggest hit.
That was their biggest hit, yeah. And then they went and dipped into the well again with Mama We're All Crazy Now from Slade. They did a double shot.
Yeah. I had the same band. So you covered the same band twice.
Well, we did it once. Let's see if we can do it twice.
Hey, they clearly are big fans of Slade.
Fred's number 8.
Well, look at Van Halen used to do that too. They had tons of covers were their big hits, you know.
Oh yeah, that's it. I mean, look at Dive It Down. 3/4 of it's covers.
Yeah, I know. Great record, though.
I didn't put Spinal Tap on the list. No,
me neither.
Yeah, Much as we love them, but Brent, Bill and I love them big time.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty White Boy. Is that a band or are we talking about the song from Foreigner? I'm curious. Stay tuned. Here's number 9, Phantom Blue. I don't know that one.
Mm. Yeah, me neither.
You're throwing us a curveball. I'm going to write the name down because I don't know that one. I saw
Makes
you
you think of Phantom
that?
Rider, the song from Tora Tora. Phantom Rider, please don't take me away. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You ever heard that one? A great song.
No, I've heard that. Yeah. I was going to say, I saw you were checking out Spread Eagle the other night, huh?
Dude, as soon as I got off with you, I checked it out. I was like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love those guys. Yeah, they did make my top 10. They're definitely an honorable mention. Blue, Great White was good. Yeah. So, what was your number 8?
So my number 8, I'm going with Wasp.
There you go.
Wanna be somebody's fool. Do. Great band. Love Wasp. I'm actually, next weekend, we're talking about going to see some cover bands. Are playing 10 minutes right up the street from me next Saturday. I got a Wasp cover band, a Skid Row cover band, and a Maiden tribute.
Wow, a Wasp cover band. Wow, I never saw that.
Yeah, I never seen a Wasp cover band.
Never
and
saw
I've
that.
I've never seen a Skid Row. I've seen online a Skid Row cover band, but never seen one in person.
Hey, Lito, what's up? Does Warren count? Hell yeah, they count. Bill already had Warren on his list.
Yeah, Warrant was my number 10.
Hells yeah.
Hello, yeah. Lito. Yes, Warrant was my number 10.
I love their version of The Real Me. They did such a great version of that. Like it better than The Who.
I don't remember that one. Was that on what record was that one?
Can't you see the
real
yeah,
Wasp.
Me?
Wasp. Yes, Wasp. I was. He mentioned Warrant. I'm like, I don't remember Warrant.
Oh no. Yeah.
Yeah, Wasp. Yeah.
Are they still touring? Because I know Wasp was touring a couple of years ago. I know they don't really tour the States that much because they do a lot better overseas.
They were touring. I think still last year they were out on tour, I believe. So yeah, I mean, up till recently, they were still touring. Yeah, I never got to see him live. Craig got to see him once without me. He said they were awesome.
Yeah, because the Kiss podcast that I listen to, the one guy, Michael Brandavold, he does like PR and stuff. He does PR for Wasp, but I know they were touring, but I don't think they were touring in the States because they do a lot of these metal bands. They went overseas because they still do well overseas. Like they'll come here, play a small club, they'll go over there and they'll do like a festival.
That's like Man O' War. One of my favorite bands on the planet. They play here. They play the small little clubs. They go anywhere else in the world, they're playing sold out arenas. You know what I mean? It's like,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Lito says, Bill, one of my best friends, Mike Duke. Oh, I didn't kill that name. Was the drummer for Wasp for a while. Now he's the drummer for Wednesday 13. Oh, nice.
Oh, no shit. Wow. Yeah, Wednesday 13. He's on with Jason Green all the time. They do that podcast together. Yeah. Wow. That's see. Everybody knows everybody. It's such a small world.
The stadium tour you saw in 2024. Oh, that was the Crew tour, right? It was Crew, Poison. Who was there? It was Crew, Poison, Joan Jett. There was one other band. Help me out. Who was the other band?
Not sure.
I forget who the other band was. But I know it was 4 bands. It was Poison, Crew, Joan Jett, and I thought there was one more.
Slaughter, maybe?
No.
Slaughter, Vixen.
I forget who it was. Unless I was wrong, but maybe those are just the bands. But I thought there was 4 on that bill. No pun intended. Number 7. Where's my number 7? For me, number 7, this band. I think I told you the story. I'll tell everybody the story again. Oh, Def Leppard. Thank you. It was. I'm like, how did I forget? Def Leppard was on the bill with them too. The stadium tour.
Okay.
I think I told the story. Maybe you'll guess it if you remember the story. How back in the 80s, I would always record concerts, videos, all sorts of shit because it was the age of VCRs. So I remember having Friday 13th Part 2, which is one of my favorite. It is my favorite Friday 13th movie. And at the very end of it, just as you're starting to see Mrs. Voorhees' head, before with the credits, it would just cut away and it would be the beginning of Twisted Sister concert from MTV.
Yeah, yeah, you told me that. That's
So
awesome.
every time I see that concert, I'm always the first thing I think of is something. All right, where's Mrs. Voorhees' head?
Yeah,
So for
that's
me,
great that those two things are forever linked in your mind. You know.
forever in my head, because I used to watch it. I used to watch the movie so much, and then I just play right into the concert. So for me, my number 7,
Yeah.
Twisted Sister.
Awesome. That's your number
Nailed it
7,
down.
Twisted Sister. Nice,
Yeah, so
nice.
Twisted
Love
Sister was
Twisted Sister.
huge. Love them. I remember
Oh yeah.
even before Stay Hungry came out, I remember seeing the video for You Can't Stop Rock and Roll. I was like, these guys are fucking great.
Yeah.
Under the
Yeah,
Blade,
that's
there's so many great songs.
yeah. You're under the blade. Under the blade.
And they're touring. They're actually going out on tour again. I heard the other
Nice.
day they're doing a tour.
I've seen them twice. No,
They're
I
not
saw
doing
them
the whole
once. I
thing
saw
though.
them once.
They're not doing the makeup and all the other stuff. From what I heard, they're just going to go out and just play, which is cool.
Yeah.
I never saw them. I'd go.
Yeah. They're worth it. They were great when I saw them. I mean, they did do the full thing, though. They had the makeup. They had everything when I saw them.
Yeah, I guess they're just like, we're going to go tour, but they just don't want to do all that shit. So I'm like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Hey, they don't need to. They don't need to at this point.
Yeah, I'd love to go see them when they come around. And for those Kiss fans out there who probably know that JJ French did audition for Kiss. He was one of the ones auditioned right when Ace Frehley did, and Ace Frehley got the gig.
Wow.
A little bit of history there.
Yeah, I got that Twisted Sister documentary. That's great. Have you seen that?
The Twist? No, I have to see it. I know of it. I haven't watched it yet. I'm surprised I haven't because I love music docs.
Yeah, look it up, man. It's well worth it. It's great. It goes way back. It's talking about their little gigs around like Long Island and all that.
Wait,
in the old area.
I saw that one. Yeah, I did see that one. Yeah, I forget what it was called. No, I did. I think if it's the same one.
Yeah, I forget what it's called too. Like I Am Twisted, or I forget what it's called. I have it on DVD in the other room.
I do remember them going back and seeing them in the in the 70s and playing all the clubs and how big they were.
Mm-hmm.
And they went and sold out like the Palladium, I think, on their own, even before they've had a record deal. That's right. I did see that.
Yeah, they used to do a lot of covers, like we said. Start out, train kept rolling all night long. Doing stuff like that.
Red's got number 7, Quiet Riot. Slick Black Cadillac. Great song. Stay tuned. Got Guns N' Roses at 7. Oh, cool. Very nice. All right. So did I cross? I'm making sure I cross off so I don't forget. And you gave her number 7? Because we were chatting away for so much.
No, I didn't get my number 7 yet.
What you got for number 7?
My number 7 is Motley Crue.
There you go. The Motley Crue.
Yeah, I mean, they're poster childs for that era. It's, you think of hair metal, you think of Poison, you think of Motley Crue. They're right there. I'm big fan of the first 2 records, especially Shout at the Devil. That's my favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Right up to I liked up even then they did that Greatest Hits thing, Decade of Decadence, because it had the song Primal Scream on it, and that's one of my favorite Motley Crue songs is that song Primal Scream. After that, I really fell off with them. I haven't really followed them since, but everything up to that point, I'm a big fan of. But even Dr. Feelgood, I know a lot of people I hang out with. They're like, fuck Dr. Feelgood. I like that, man. It's still a lot of good songs in there.
A lot of great songs.
I like that song. Girl, don't go away, mad.
Yeah.
Girl, just go away.
Special for me because I remember when that came out. That was like when I had gotten my first car. I started driving in '89, and the first car was my grandmother's car. So I had an 8-track player. So there's only so many 8-tracks you can fucking play in that damn thing. So I remember taking out and actually get a cassette player, and I remember one of the first cassettes I put for it was freaking Dr. Feelgood. So I remember playing the shit out of it. That and Shake Your Moneymaker from Black Crowes. I think I played the shit out of those 2 freaking tapes.
Wow.
That and Wicked Sensation from Lynch Mob.
Wow.
Those are the 3 that were always in rotation.
Sensation. I forgot all about that song, dude.
Yeah.
So you just brought that up.
I loved Lynch Mob, and they didn't make my top 10, and I saw them on the Wicked Sensation tour, and they were great.
Yeah, my buddy Tucker was huge into Lynch Mob. That was like one of his favorite bands when they were out.
All right, what do we got here? So number 6. Look at this, moving along, folks. Oh shit, This is where we just talked about Quiet Riot. This is where Quiet Riot. I have number 6. I mean, Quiet Riot was huge.
Nice.
I mean, I remember getting. I another anecdote from my youth. I remember telling the story about. I was actually in Catholic school, and it was a grab bag. Like you did a grab bag for the kids for Christmas, and
Mhm.
the one kid that I got, we were all try to get listening for what everybody wants. So I knew he wanted the Quiet Riot record. So did I. So I dropped hints too, and I ended up getting this little fucking piece of shit pinball game, and I gave him the fucking Quiet Riot thing. I'm like, I thought I was gonna get the album. What the hell's this shit? So I had to wait till Christmas to get the goddamn album. But Quiet Riot, I was just like, the fuck, I got you. I mean, sure, I listened to what you want. I got you the album, you jerk. Now that album was gargantuan. I mean, they were all over MTV. I mean, it was a number one. I think it was if I remember correctly, the first number one metal album ever.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
I mean, the album was
huge.
And I remember there used to be a record store. Believe it or not, the record store's still there in Cliffside Park, New Jersey, called Music Country, where I used to go buy all my records back in the day. I remember going up there and you thumb through like the import section just to see if they had anything interesting. And I remember thumbing through and seeing Quiet Riot, and I'm like, "The fuck album is this?" Because at the time I didn't know there was a Quiet Riot before that, and that was with Randy Rhoads. And it was the album because the albums they recorded with Randy Rhoads were only released in Japan.
Yeah,
so I was like, "What the hell is this?" And on it, actually, one of them. Somebody mentioned Slick Black Cadillac. Brett, that was actually originally on one of the ones with Randy Rhoads before they threw it on there. With, who's the guitar player? Carlos Cavazo.
Yeah.
Underrated guitar player, too. You'd never hear anybody mention that guy.
Yeah, really. My drummer, he was a huge Quiet Riot fan. So I hear him still talk about him and like from Rat Warren, DeMartini, it's like those were like his favorite. But I remember him being like, when I first met him, I remember being at some like backyard party or show or something. He was wearing a t-shirt that's totally homemade, just a shirt where you used to be able to like iron on the letters and shit. And it just had like all in black letters, Quiet Riot. It was like, so he's always been a fan.
Nah, love them.
I always wanted that metal mask. I always wanted that mask from the front of the album.
I'm surprised nobody ever made one. Maybe they did. Let us know if anybody ever saw one.
I think they did at some point, because I could have swore I saw in like somebody's collection in their background. You know what I mean? They're showing all their CDs and their albums on display and seeing that mask. So whether or not it's like homemade thing or something, but yeah, that'd be something to have on the wall.
Sends a $5 super chat in. Thanks, buddy. Shout out to Black and Blue. Look at Cody knowing his history, which featured Tommy Thayer from Kiss. Chains Around Heaven is one of his favorite songs. Yeah, Tommy Thayer and God, why am I drawing a blank on the other guy in the band, the singer? Tommy Thayer and was it Derek St. James? I think it was his name. They just put something out. They just put out a bunch of songs themselves because Tommy Thayer, because Kiss is done, so he got together with the singer from Black and Blue, and actually they played in that Kiss Vegas thing too. So yeah, Black and Blue, good band. Check it out. That's they started out playing opening for Kiss, and that's how Tommy Thayer started the whole relationship with Kiss. From that,
yeah, we used to have a local record, our local radio station here back, in the 80s and early 90s called The Blaze, 103.5 The Blaze. And they played all this stuff on there, and they would play Black and Blue on there. That's where I heard them.
What do we got here? So stay tuned. I think I wasn't sure, but I'll bring it up again. He said Guns N' Roses. That's coming. Autograph. Look at you. Stay tuned. Autograph. I just heard him today. Turn up the radio. It was on the radio today.
Radio.
Great riff in that. Rat. Yeah, Rat's another one. Admittedly, did not make my top 10, and I love Rat. It was tough. It was really tough to whittle these down to just 10. It really, really was. But I love Rat. Big fan. You guys remember Shark Island? No, I worked with the singer. He signed a photo. No, I don't remember Shark Island. Somebody just threw the other bands, Phantom Blue. Now I'm writing them down because I have to look them up because I've never heard that. Shark Island. Well, see, there was a lot of regional metal bands that were like local big locally. Like you didn't know about Spread Eagle. Like locally in the New York, New Jersey area, they were huge. So it might have been bands like that, but definitely you have to check them out.
Yeah, we had bands like that here too, like Enough's Enough. They kind of got pretty big though, like they got known across the world, but they were from here. Enough's Enough, and who else? Joker. There's a band. It was a band called Joker, and they were really big locally, but you really didn't hear about them outside of the area. I think their biggest claim to fame was the old Full Moon. It was Full Moon or Empire. I think it was Full Moon at that point. Charlie Band's company. They did a movie called Demonic Toys, and the band Joker from our neighborhood did their entire soundtrack, did the whole soundtrack in the movie. So it was like, for us, it was a huge deal. Like, no way, these guys are doing a horror movie. And they lived down on my block. Two of the members lived down on my block because you'd see Joker stickers on everywhere in the neighborhood, you know, on the light poles at the grocery store, you know, there'd always be Joker stickers everywhere.
Yodi, thanks. Jamie St. James, thank you. There's always those people that have like three names that confuse the fuck out of me, like Jamie St. James. Derek, was it Derek St. Holmes from Ted Nugent's band? David St. Hubbins.
David St. Hubbins.
Spinal Tap. When the three names just confuse the fuck out of me. And 99% of the time, three names, they're usually assassins. They're serial killers.
Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Footloose. Cody says Footloose brought Quiet Riot into his life. Was Quiet Riot at they were in Footloose? Why don't I remember that?
That's honestly, I know everyone's gonna think what the fuck, but I've never watched Footloose front to back.
I've
seen bits and pieces over the years.
I was never a big Footloose guy.
Yeah.
Was it in there? Because I don't remember that. I probably haven't seen the movie since
I've just never been a
the
dance
80s
guy.
when it came out. Yeah, it was just not my thing.
As soon as it was dancing, I was like, I'm out of here.
Let's see what else we got here. Oh, he's had a birthday 2 days ago. Nice. Yeah, turn up the radio rules. Skid Row. Oh, Travis says Skid Row and Winger both had some bangers. Yes, they did.
Yeah, Winger. Yeah, that's another one that you think of when you think of the hair metal.
Yeah, Travis says he's not a metal guy, but the exception has to be Europe. The entire Final Countdown album is fantastic alone.
Yeah,
it was brought up here. Demonic Toys. Oh, is he listening? He's listening to when he pulls up to the school. I haven't seen that movie in so long. Yeah, the three name thing can get confused. John Wayne Gacy, Arthur Lee, Alan. Whoops, wrong people. It does. It gets confusing with all the names. Anybody with Saint something in their last name, that just confuses the shit out of me.
Vito's naming all the killers. He's still in the killer mode.
All right.
Henry Lee Lucas.
What did you have for number 6?
So my number 6, I'm going with Tesla.
Tesla, yeah. Oh, big Tesla fan.
Love Tesla. The showdown in no man's land.
I wore the shit out of Mechanical Resonance when I was in high school. I wore that CD out.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I got Psychotic Supper and the one right before I got the acoustic album, like right at the same time on cassette. And I just back and forth, but just listen to both of those back and forth. Because it was like the acoustic album had a lot of the old songs. So it was almost like a greatest hits in a way, but then it had a lot of cover songs on it and stuff too. Yeah. Signs, of course, was a huge hit for them.
That was basically the inspiration from MTV Unplugged.
We can work it out. We can work it out.
Right after that is when they started doing MTV Unplugged. Because they
I know. Yeah, right.
Nobody did that.
Yeah. It was like Psychotic Supper, man. I mean, like Edison's Medicine, great fucking song right there. And then, What You Give, that was all over the radio. Song and Emotion's probably my favorite Tesla song. That was one that our local radio station did play a lot. They would play that, but they didn't really have a video for it or nothing. But they still played the shit out of that song on our local radio station. So I always loved hearing that one. And then, all the old stuff, Little Susan's going on. They just have so many good songs.
It's not a bad song on Mechanical Resonance, and great radio controversy too. So many, going back to my high school days, I remember playing Love Song in one of the freaking talent shows. Actually, I was just playing it the other night. As a matter of fact. It popped up like on YouTube, and I grab the guitar, see if I can remember how to play it.
Just the other night, I was watching. There was like a reaction thing I saw where it was like millennials watching videos and reacting to them. They had Love Song on. They were sitting there crying. They were literally had tears running down their face at the end of the song. Like they were so impressed by it.
Just
So yeah,
raising up.
Tesla's a
Oh,
great band.
great.
I got to see them live once too. And they were great live.
Oh God, fantastic live. I've seen them I saw them 3 times. Once when they would open up for Poison. I was like, "You want to see Poison?" I said, "No, not really. I'm actually going to see Tesla." But just wasn't that.
Look at Travis busting out Alias.
Yeah,
the name sounds familiar. Huh.
Yeah, I have to go listen to it. I think I know the songs. They look familiar as hell. All right, where am I? Number 5? Where's my number 5? Oh, this is where we were talking about this band the other day. Our mutual love for this band. This is where number 5, Skid Row, lands for me. I mean, they came out like
you know how I feel about Skid Row.
All I do, and that album came out, then people don't realize how big that fucking album. That Skid Row album was ginormous.
Yes,
it really was. It was all over that. I mean, come on. Every time you put MTV on or put the radio on, you were hearing 18 in Life.
18 in Life. I remember you, Youth Gone Wild. I mean, they were on the radio on MTV all the time.
They were all over the place. I saw them with Pantera, and Pantera opened up for them. We'll figure that.
Yeah, I missed that tour. I was supposed to go, and I wound up not being able to go.
I'm sorry, folks. I am from New Jersey, and I did not put Bon Jovi on my list.
Yeah, they're not on my list either.
Don't dislike them, but they're definitely on my top 10.
And Skid Row, as powerful as that first record was, and all the the hits and the radio play and how popular they got, their second album debuted at number 1. It debuted on the charts at number 1, and it stayed on the Billboard charts at number 1 for 2 weeks consecutive.
Yeah, Slave to the Grind
that's like back in those days that was unheard of, and especially for a metal band of any kind, that was like groundbreaking.
And what was the other one that right after that was real heavy too? I can see it. I'm drawing a blank on it. I remember it's like a blue cover. Of course I put all my CDs away because I can't even refer to them. But yeah, I just love Skid Row. What was the album after Slave to the Grind?
Oh, the third one, Subhuman Race.
Subhuman Race. That's it. And that was even heavier.
Love that record too.
Than Slave to the Grind.
I mean, I wouldn't say heavier. Honestly, I think on Subhuman Race, the song Subhuman Race is pretty fucking heavy. But that's where I think they kind of tried to go with the trend, and they tried to probably, of course, record company pressure, and started kind of try to infuse a little bit of the grunge in their sound in some of those songs. And I think that's what kind of cut them off, because of their true diehard fans weren't having it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think that's where it fell apart for them.
Right, it's got Whitesnake.
But I love that record. I do love that record, Subhuman Race.
Stay tuned. Yeah, I haven't listened to it in a while. Whitesnake, first. Stay tuned. You guys got 5 in there. Both Whitesnake there for 5. Yeah, Brett. He just he can still hit those notes too. He's a freak of nature.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen Bach live twice. And he was great both times.
Did they? Did Trick or Treat Studios do a Quiet Riot mask? I don't know.
Did they really?
They do a mask for everything these goddamn days. Wouldn't surprise me.
Ooh.
That might be something to look into. I have to wear it for one of the episodes.
Fuck yeah, and a straight jacket.
What do you got? Number 5.
My number 5. What was your number 5?
Skid Row.
Skid Row. Okay. My number 5. White Lion.
Wow, that was a tough one to leave off. It really was, because I loved White Lion. I still do. I mean, that's why I was playing it the other night, because I still Vito Bratta just love.
For those of you who don't know, Pat sent me a message the other day. He's like, "Hey Bill, I know you're a fan of White Lion. Check this out." And he sends me basically the entire solo for Wait. Wait. Wait, never had a chance to love you.
Great
Like,
guitar player.
that was great, man. That was really good.
Yeah, that was tough. I'm like, I can't believe I can't fit White Lion here because they had that first White Lion album, which was a little bit of a sleeper, had some good tunes on it. Then Pride was great album, has so many great songs on it. And then I even like Big Game after that. I loved Big Game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah, Pride alone is what puts them at number 5. Like you said, I know I'm familiar with the first album, the album after, Big Game was good, but Pride from front to back, there's not a bad song on it. I mean, that is one of my favorite like hair metal albums ever made. Would be Pride. I mean, it's so fucking good. Every song is great.
And you cannot get that guy out, man. He was zero interest in playing or doing anything Vito Bratta. Like
Vito Bratta, man.
Eddie Trunk's like knows him. He's friends with him. He talks to him. He's back in, I think, living in Staten Island. He has zero interest in playing and going out. That's why you see Mike Tramp. He goes around as Mike Tramp's Mike Tramp's White Lion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Vito Bratta, man, phenomenal guitar player. I mean, totally from the school of those old, the Van Halens and the Steve Vais and stuff. It's like, oh, so fucking good. I mean, Lady of the Valley, that's my favorite cut from them of all time. That's off of Pride, right in the middle there. So good.
Chaz says, I forgot one is Giant, who had one big hit, I'll See You in My Dreams, 1990, but that whole album is underrated. I never heard anything beyond that. I do remember the band. Never seen them on Headbangers Ball. Watched it religiously.
Well, Travis, you mentioned the band Alias from a movie soundtrack. It just made me think of one from the band from the Blob soundtrack. It's called Alien, and I've dug out their full length record. That's really good, and that's like the hair metal era. Sounds just like all these bands we're talking about. And the closing credits in the Blob, that's Alien with the brand new love. It's on my Halloween playlist. I listen to it every year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting to the big one. We're getting to the big ones now. Yeah, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. So that was your number 5. Yeah, and that's still sticking on my craw that I couldn't get that on here. So now we're number 4. Number 4. This was another one. I mean, when I first heard this guitar player, these guys, and still to this day, fucking amazes me. I just fell in love with them, and my number 4 is Extreme. I mean, I had heard the first Extreme album, and I liked it a lot. But then when Pornography came out, it was like, holy shit! Just listen to that.
All of these pornography, all I hear pornography.
I think we talked about it the other day. To this day, I did that. His guitar tone on that, Nuno Betancourt's guitar tone on Pornography. I give my left ball and my kid's left ball to get that guitar tone. I don't know how the fuck he does it.
And my kid's left. One day Terrence is like, "What are you doing, Dad?" Trying to get that guitar tone, son.
Sorry, give me that. You got another one.
That's hilarious.
Great guitar player, great songs. They got pigeonholed because of the one tune, More Than Words.
More Than Words, yeah.
There's so many other great songs. Oh my God, it's just incredible. If you listen, like
that whole album is pretty damn good. The Pornography,
start to finish, it's just insane. Yeah. I mean, they got the little bit of a boost because you had them come out and play from that was in Bill and Ted. Remember when they were all in the mall and you had Mozart there? That's when you heard come out and play in the background playing.
Yeah, and they had I even liked their next record after that, Extreme 3 Sides to Every Story.
Yeah,
I had that on disc, and the song "Am I Ever Gonna Change?" That's probably my favorite Extreme song of all time. Is the song "Am I Ever Gonna Change" from their third record. Again, not a big hit for them. It wasn't a music video, anything like that. But our local radio station played the shit out of that song. Yeah. And it's like, you got to love having a radio station that's like that. That's not playing just the singles, just the ones they're told to play. They find another great song on the record and they play the shit out of that too,
Oh, just good. Just takes me right back. Every once in a while, I'll throw that on. I'll put like Pornography on and listen to it and just shake my head like, this freaking album is so freaking thick. It's crazy. But
I haven't listened to it forever.
My number 4. That's the next. I've
What's
been.
the one song off that it's like crazy fucking shredding? Oh, I talked to you before, and you said you used to know how to play it. I think.
Which one? I know
I'm
I used to
drawing a
play,
blank on the song titles.
I used to play "Get the Funk Out."
Yeah, that's it. Get the funk out. The guitar solo in that is just fucking
That
from another planet, man. It's crazy.
listen to, what is it? He-Man Woman Hater. That's fucking crazy. That's got that whole crazy intro.
Yeah,
You listen to that.
I
It's just
forgot all
off the
about that. Like,
wall.
he man, woman, hater.
Oh,
Yeah, I haven't heard that.
great.
I've heard
I'm gonna put this on the way to work tomorrow now. I think. Oh,
I have a
great
feeling we're gonna
stuff.
listen to all this shit all week now.
Stay tuned. He's got Skid Row number 4. Stay tuned. He might be surprised with who 1 and 2 are. All right, looking forward to it, man. Hold on, we're getting there. We're just about there. Brett says Poison number 4. Princey Movies says, who has the most devastating story ever, Kurt Cobain or Amy Winehouse? Probably Amy Winehouse, simply because
Yeah,
you knew it was coming. You couldn't stop it. And, and she knew it was doing her in. I mean, Kurt Cobain, you knew it because he was a heavy drug addict. He had depression. But hers was more drawn out. It really was. She was like basically dying on stage.
yeah.
I mean, both big losses. I mean, I'm not a big Amy Winehouse fan, but the shit she was putting out was crazy stuff at the time. Kurt Cobain, I love me some Nirvana, but don't throw anything at the screen. But when they say they're the most groundbreaking band ever, I mean, you can go eat a dick. They so or not. They were a mediocre punk band.
That's what I always said about Kurt Cobain. Great songwriter, could write real catchy songs. Really. But he was like, people tried to like he's some kind of guitar hero. It's like, no, he knew how to write a song, but he didn't have nothing special. You know what I mean? It's like when I hear people, oh, he's a guitar god. You're out of your mind, dude. Let me show you some way more fucking better guitar players. But I mean, great songwriter though. Great, could put a tune together, memorable song, catchy riffs,
unique voice,
lyrics.
But when they go crazy about it, I just got to do the old Chevy Chase.
I think you're all fucked in the head.
Seriously. Yeah. And it's not saying I like them. I do like them. I went through my grunge phase. Got some great songs.
I remember when Nevermind came out. It was weird. Like I heard the song "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I was already, into heavy shit at that point, and I was like, I don't know, there's something about it. Just kept like, yeah, I think I want to hear more. And I went to the record store, and it was like a super sale. I think it was like $6 for the tape or $5 for the full album on cassette. It was like, the week it came out, it was like a super sale or something. I'm like, all right, what the fuck? Why not? And I picked it up. I remember coming home and Craig came over. We used to draw a lot back in those. We used to draw a lot of cartoons and stuff together. And we used to just stay up all night in my mom's basement and just draw and listen to music. And I remember putting that tape on and we just listened to it like the front to back and then front to back again throughout the night. And we're like, that's a good fucking tape. Like there's a lot of really memorable songs, And then that was really it though, because once In Utero came out, the next one, I was already losing interest. Like I only liked a couple songs on that record. Yeah. So Nevermind, that was the big one for me. I even went back and got Bleach, the first one.
Bleach.
That really never did it for me either.
Me neither.
It was just Nevermind. It was one and done with Nirvana for me.
Travis says one of his favorite bands of all time is Asia. Oh God, Asia were big. They replaced their lead singer.
Nice.
Very hard rock, glam metal for a bit. Yeah, Asia was big. Prince Simu says Jeff Beck or Jimi Hendrix. Oh, definitely Jimi Hendrix. It's not a knock on Jeff Beck, but Jeff Beck was
Asia's
he was an acquired taste.
The sun will cross the sky. This night is over.
Yeah.
Like the tears that used to tide me over. That's Asia, right? Yeah. You're leaving now.
But yeah, I have to go with Jimi Hendrix, definitely. But Jeff Beck, acquired taste, a hell of a guitar player. I mean, so he did plenty of crazy shit. Trying to catch up here.
I'd say the same, yeah.
Kurt, because he had to put up with court. Yeah, that's probably why he killed himself. Plus, there was always that conspiracy theory that she killed him, had him killed rather.
I just always
Mr.
looked at Courtney Love and was like, I don't want nothing to do. I wouldn't want nothing to do with her. To be
Seriously.
married to her.
Mr. God, I dated a girl in high school.
Oh
That was her
wow.
favorite band. She loved Mr.
Give me reason down the road that I must
Yep.
travel.
Take these broken wings.
Doop-a-doo-doo.
Yeah. No, they're good. They were. Oh God, the girl I did. She just. Oh God, so all she talked about was Mr. Brency Moose says, Mr. Frickenstein, we were heavily influenced by Disturbed. You look like the vocalist.
Absolutely not. I can't stand Disturbed. They actually came from here. They were in the same area. Used to play the same clubs as them. No. Never been a Disturbed guy at all.
Yep, Cody. I like Nirvana. I
And
give
I
them a
take
lot of
offense
credit.
to the saying I look like that fucking guy. Oh, wow. Sounds like a
What's
monkey.
up? Entombed. Nice. Sublime. Yeah, well, yeah, that definitely wasn't metal, but that was a pretty big
Entombed?
thing.
Michelle Smith, you like Entombed?
That's what
Fuck
she said,
yeah, now you're speaking my language. Left-hand path. I'm left-handed.
Easy, definitive
I play
list.
left-handed too.
Throw it out. How'd you come up with your band name? Pretty Moose wants to know.
Who? What? My band name?
Yeah.
Oh, the Everscathed? Well, it started out as a song. I wrote a song called The Everscathed, and it was based on a time I fell through a roof. I'm a roofer by trade, and working on an old factory, really old roof. Really the decking was in really bad shape, rotted through. It was old wood decking, and we were just in the middle of tearing it off. And I just happened to walk past a spot with a wheelbarrow that was like a weak deck, and by the time I heard the crack, it was too late. I was already going through the roof, and I put my arms out, and then those boards broke too. So I just free fell 20 feet to the concrete. And in that time, time did kind of slow down for me. I thought I had time to think, well, this is it. I'm dead. You know what I mean? That's it. Those were my final thoughts. And I hit the ground, and I didn't die, obviously, but I fucked my legs up and shit. So here I am, at home in cast and like a boot and everything, and I can't do anything. I can't work. The bills are piling up. And everyone was just telling me how lucky you are to be alive. How lucky. I'm like, well, yeah, I'm alive, but at the same time, everything else is fucked up around me. So it was kind of like that, just that mentality, being stuck in bed, can't do anything. I just wrote this song called "The Everscathed." I'm always hurt, always in pain. There's always something going on, and it just like in Everscathed, like people say you escaped something unscathed. It means you weren't hurt. Well, Everscathed, always hurt, always in pain. So our band at the time was called En Mortem, and we were just about to record our first full length record. And before we went in, we're like, there's a lot of other bands with Mortem in their name now. There was a band called Ex Mortem. There was a band just called Mortem. There was a band called Mortis. So we were like, if we're going to change our name ever, we had already been just talking about it. Now's the time. If we're going to put out our first full length record, now's the time. And we just decided on the Everscathed because the word I made up. Like, no one's going to ever have that, So it just worked out that way where then we became on January 1st, 2003. And Mortem became the Everscathed.
The Everscathed. Uh-oh.
And I do have a video. It's a new video that just came out last week on my channel, the Everscathed YouTube.
Check it out, guys.
That discusses all that. It shows all our old demos, the Mortem demos, all the recordings that led up to the Everscathed. Well, check it out. It's about a half hour long.
I got Bill's the link to Bill's YouTube in the comments. So by all means, check it out and give him a sub. We have a long-time fan, first-time commenting. Where do we all stand on lipstick nipple in our lists? Where the hell are you, Brett?
Ready. Lipstick nipple is 0. It's above 1.
No, Cody says it's number 1. Oh, it's 0 above 1. Yeah. Nice. Leo says, Bill, it's a great story, but seriously, we've got something else in common. I didn't fall through a roof, but I fell into a manhole. So that's close. How'd you fall into a manhole?
No shit. Well, Jordan, I'm pretty sure, has fallen into a manhole or two. You guys should discuss.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What kind of manhole are we talking about here?
Yeah, sorry.
On a road trip this evening,
Sorry,
almost got
Jordan.
home. Nice. Well, shit, I forgot where we left off. I crossed out. I did extreme, my number 4. What'd you have for number 4?
Number four. My number 4 is the mighty Rat with 2 T's.
Lay it
Rat.
down.
Lay it down, motherfucker. Lay it down. You gotta
One
throw
of
those
the most
motherfuckers.
iconic
in.
videos, Round and Round, with Uncle Milty and Milton Berle in it.
Yep. Round and round. And you're back. Dun, 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 dun. You're back for more.
And
Great
they were
song.
big. People don't realize how big Rat was back in the day.
Oh yeah.
We were playing arenas.
Oh
They
yeah.
were big.
We
I
were just
loved
talking
Rat.
about Rat
Yeah.
at practice tonight. I mean,
Another one that was tough to leave off this
yeah, we're
list.
huge fans. My
Yeah.
favorite song from Rat is still Body Talk.
Body Talk?
Talk. I know your body talk. You like it's from The Golden Child. I mean, that's my favorite
Oh, that's
scene in
right.
The Golden Child. With kicking, all the kicking ass, all the bikers and shit. While Body Talk is cranking. It's so good.
Nah, me, I always liked that was the one tune I used to play all the time. It was popular at the time. Oh, Way Cool Jr. I used to love that riff in the beginning of that.
Like Cool Jr.
Love that riff.
Yeah, they have so many good songs. What's
You know,
that
like
one?
then we just play like a riff.
Like
a riff you always know, you just play it out. And I remember one, I was like tuning up, we were playing the gig, I just started playing that. I remember some guys was like, it's like, was that Rat? I'm like, yeah. They're like, I haven't heard that in freaking 30 some odd years. I'm like, yeah, it's an old one. Oldie but a goodie.
A wanted man.
Wanted man, yeah, good stuff. Vito says, where do we all stand on lipstick nipple? I like when my wife gets her lipstick on my nipples. Nice. Oh, Brett 3429 says, hey Bill, do you ever play in Kansas City?
No, we played in we've traveled through Kansas City once. We played in Topeka, Kansas was the closest we ever played.
Very, very cool. So
which Kansas City are you in? On which side of the border? Iowa or was it Kansas City, Iowa, and Kansas City, Nebraska?
Missouri?
Is it? I know there's two. I know it's like the border goes right through the middle of the city. So there's Kansas City in both Kansas. It'd be Kansas, right? Kansas City, Kansas.
No, I thought it was Missouri.
Is it Missouri? Kansas City, Missouri? Yeah, Kansas City, Missouri. Okay.
Folks, do us a favor. If you're hanging out and enjoying this, do us a big favor and hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, by all means, subscribe. Don't cost nothing, and it don't hurt. Doesn't hurt your manhole.
We played St. Louis a couple of times. We did St. Louis a couple of times.
Bolt says, you guys like any Christian metal like Striper, Bride, Bloodgood, and Baron Gross? I've heard a lot. I mean, Striper is probably the one that everybody knows. I've heard a few bands.
Yeah.
I never disliked them, but just never really, pursued them, looked too far into them. I mean,
yeah, I've never been a Christian metal guy. I don't mind Striper. Striper's got some good shit, especially that cover album. They did that cover album when they're doing like Iron Maiden and stuff. But, I'm not opposed to it or anything.
Yeah, me neither.
I like my metal. I like my metal evil.
Yeah, I've heard a bunch of it back in the day, and I never had a problem with it. I just, like I said, just never really entered my rotation.
Yeah.
Prince C. Movies says 4 favorite films, Mr. Frickenstein. That's his last question for the day.
What's 4 favorite films? Ooh, that's putting me on the spot. I can name some of my favorite movies are The Thing, Pulp Fiction, Batman 1989, American Werewolf in London. We'll just go with those 4.
Not a bad list. Not a bad list. Brent says, remember Striper with their all black and yellow? Yes, they were very Bumblebee.
Mm-hmm. The black and yellow attack.
Princey Movie says, that's it. And with that, as Kenny Omega would say, I must bid you adieu, goodbye, mwah, and good night. Bang. The Crow soundtrack is the GOAT. Skillet is a sick, badass band. Nice. Hey, man, good to see you. Thanks for don't be a stranger. Hit the like on the way out. Awesome.
Thanks for hanging.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, he said he was going to give us his 10 census gram. 7958. So he's got Kiss, Rat, Motley Crue, TNT. Yeah. Faster Pussycat, another one. Wasp, Great White, Cinderella, Quiet Riot, and Kicks. Wow. Another one I forgot about, Kicks.
Wow.
Cold blood is all you need.
Yeah. Cold blood is all you need. Yeah.
I saw them
I
at
heard
a
that one in
small
a while.
club. I saw them at a small club in Newark. I remember back in the day.
Mm.
Nelson, Paul and Fitzhenry with Nelson. Remember Nelson, Ricky Nelson's twin
Yeah,
boys?
I thought about Nelson earlier. I'm like, I just thought of them, but I'm like, they're not nowhere on my list. But yeah,
Yeah, I can't listen
Nelson.
to him.
I can't live without your love and affection.
Yeah, I remember I had that. You know, when you hear, like I said, like when you talk about how he heard your friend heard Whitesnake on rotation. But when I graduated high school, me and my friend Roland, we moved in because we were going to DeVry. And I remember us painting the apartment, and he was big into Nelson at the time. And if I heard that, I'm like, if I hear that song again, I'm gonna fucking drown you in paint. You got to turn something. You got to put something else on. I couldn't listen to it anymore. Every time I hear
What
it,
was
it
the
takes
other
me
one?
right back to that.
After the rain washes away the tears and all the pain. And right now, your blood's boiling.
I was like, I go, anything, nails on a chalkboard, I don't care, just something different. I said, I can't take it anymore.
I know. Jim Carrey comes in and does the most annoying sound in the world, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, you're like, oh god, it's something different. I'll take it. Ma, king, bird, ing. I'll take that.
Bird, yeah.
Oh man.
Dumb and Dumber's another favorite. Whoever asked.
Oh,
Princey.
big time. All right, where did we leave off? So you said you're number 4, which was what was your number 4? That was Rat, right? All right, so we're on to number 3. We're in the top 3 now, folks. You mentioned this band earlier, and when I made this list, I had to put it way up high because I was just in love with this band. I still am. Like I said, that's why I broke out the guitar the other night, started playing Love Song. I'm talking about Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I wore the shit out of Mechanical Resonance. I mean, that CD had like nothing left to give. And then when Great Radio Controversy came out, I played the shit out of that. You had that's got some great songs on it too, like No Way Out, and the song in the beginning is freaking great. There's
no way out, no way out.
The way it is, the way that it goes. Great song.
Yeah.
There's so many. I can just go on about Tesla, and they still put out great stuff. I can't remember the last time they put out. I know I have it. I know the other one was Into the Now. Into the Now was really fucking good. I saw them on that tour. That's got to be like, that's going to be over 10 years ago now, 10, 12 years. And they still play. They still sound good. Love Tesla. I mean, I played the shit out of them back in the day. I remember having the Mechanical Resonance freaking Hal Leonard songbook because I was trying to learn all the fucking songs like Little Susie and Modern Day Cowboy. And I had what's the other one? And in the Great Radio Controversy, I used to have both books. I probably have them still somewhere, put away somewhere. Don't need them anymore.
Nice. Yeah, I remember having those books, man. I had a bunch of books.
Wow, stay tuned. Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Look at you. The boys are gonna rock.
Wow, Vinnie Vincent Invasion.
Yeah, boy, what a fucking wacko he turned out today. What about Sepultura? Sepultura, I don't know. They definitely wouldn't land in the hair
they're
metal.
not hair metal, but yeah, I love old Sepultura.
I like them. Yeah, they're definitely they're much heavier than that.
Beneath the Remains. I mean, Sepultura is like there's like death metal, thrash metal. They're definitely thrash metal, but they're some of their old stuff is definitely like borderline, or it is death metal. Beneath the Remains, Arise, Schizophrenia. Yeah, I'm a huge old school Sepultura fan. Not so much their newer stuff, but their old stuff. First 4 records. Huge fan.
Nowadays, Nelson sings their dad songs. Really? They sing Ricky Nelson stuff? Like, was it go to a garden party? I can only imagine singing that.
I know. I remember when Nelson came out, my mom freaking out. Oh, that's Ricky Nelson's little boys. She knew the dad,
God, I remember going to my aunt's house and she'd always be watching Ozzy and Harriet. And it was a big thing, man. I remember when Ricky Nelson died in that plane crash. It was like, whoa. Like he was like the original teen idol.
Yeah.
Tune said Vinnie Vincent. Brett's got Motley Crue at number 3. Nice. Tesla, yeah, they're still going. They're still torn, and they still sound good, man. Right.
Before we hit our top 3, can you entertain the troops for 1 second, man? I really gotta pee.
Do it up, yeah. I just gave my number 3, which
Right,
is
cool.
Tesla. So you come back and give you 3. Do it. Go empty it out.
Cool.
I'm gonna crack one more beer. Well, hang on here. I'll throw out some while we're waiting for Bill to get back. So the bands that I had as my honorable mentions, ones I wrote down that just didn't make my top 10. Like I said, it was tough to not have Rat here, but I have Rat, Queensryche, Warrant, Winger, Zebra. For those folks remember Zebra. Zebra was great. Tell me what you want. See them a bunch of times. White Lion, which was tough to leave off this list. I love me some White Lion. Mr. Big, loved Mr. Big. I mean, they really got a raw deal too, because of I'm no Be With You was such a big, sappy ballad, but the rest of their stuff was heavy as fuck. Great band, Mr. Big. Love Dokken. Didn't have Dokken, and coincides with Lynch Mob because that was George Lynch's band. Who else do they have on here? And the Cult. Love the Cult. Yeah, they were another one that was tough to leave off this list. And they, I remember playing the hell out of Sonic Temple when it came out. That and what the fuck was the first album? Electric. Electric was a great album. Stay tuned. Honorable mentions: Vigil, Warrant, Poison, Cinderella, and Quiet Riot. Very cool. Yeah, Cinderella. I should have Cinderella on there too as an honorable mention. I didn't, because I did like a lot of their tunes. And great musicians in that band too. Well, what's everybody? Oh, here we go. Oh, Mr. Big, yeah. The drummer is gone, but you had Paul Gilbert was sick, amazing guitar player. And you had Billy Sheehan on the bass. It was just a crazy dynamic duo.
Billy Sheehan. We just mentioned Mr. Big at practice tonight.
Did you?
I'm the one who wants to be. I'm the one.
I played the hell out of the first Mr. Big album when it first came out too. Take a walk.
I used to know that whole guitar solo in that song on acoustic guitar.
I don't think I ever learned that. I remember trying to play "Addicted to That Rush," and that was a fucking hard song to try to play because Paul Gilbert was a lunatic, still is.
Yeah. That's mostly who we were talking about was Paul Gilbert, and then it led to Mr. Big, our conversation at practice. But yeah, I always liked their other song too. They had another song on that record.
Cool.
Just take my heart when you go. I don't have a need for it anymore. That was probably my favorite Mr. Big tune. I like that song.
And what they did a great version of 30 Days in the Hole too, which was really good. I remember that.
I mean, that's just like an all-star band, like Damn Yankees or something.
It was just crazy. So what do you got for your number 3?
Okay. For my number 3, you know where you are. You're in the jungle, baby.
There you
go. Yeah, like Guns N' Roses. Like you said, I never really considered them hair metal, but they were in at the same time as all those bands. They played them on the same radio stations. They were on the videos. I mean, and their first record, they did kind of have some teased hair and stuff,
Well, people don't remember. If you watched Headbangers Ball back in the day, they did that. Appetite for Destruction was around for a good year or so before it really did anything. So I remember seeing
that's my favorite record from them too.
Used to see the video for Appetite for Destruction for Welcome to the Jungle, and Axl had the big teased hair when he was all skinny as fucking dancing and everything. I mean, that was prototypical hair band right there, and the hair band generation embraced them and put them up on a pedestal. I mean, so yeah, big time.
Yeah, I was considering them just like dirty rock and roll. That's the way I looked at them, but. Whatever. I mean, they were considered a hair band, so if you consider them a hair band, they're in my top 3 for sure. I mean, great. I was a fan all the way up until the Use Your Illusion records. I loved the shit, and I played the fuck out of those 2 records. But after that, I just I never really got into any of their stuff after that. The Spaghetti Incident and then the Chinese Democracy and all that. It wasn't my Guns N' Roses anymore.
I was disappointed because I was curious to hear Chinese Democracy because it had Buckethead on it because I
Mhm.
love Buckethead, and had Ron
Mhm.
Bumblefoot, and it's just no,
It's not
just
the same.
no.
It's not Guns N' Roses. Yeah.
The Spaghetti Incident wasn't bad because it was all covers, and some of the covers were pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it was that was
Yeah.
to me
That was the one with
that
Hair
was
of the
just
Dog,
fun.
wasn't it?
Yeah, that's where they did that, and they did what did they do? The Hair of the Dog. What was the one? Oh, what was the one that came off of that too? They did oh, they did a Johnny Thunder song on there. Why can't I think of what the fuck it is? But it was good because what's his name?
Yeah, I
It's huge.
never had that one.
What's the bass player's name? I can't draw a blank on it. He's a huge New York Dolls and Johnny Thunders fan.
Duff McKagan.
Yeah, so if you ever listen to his radio show on Sirius, he's always playing the Dolls and Johnny Thunders.
I mean,
Florida,
that first
too,
record, Appetite for Destruction, there's like not a bad fucking song on there. You know,
Not one bad song.
It's aggressive. It's just aggressive, dirty rock and roll. You know, it's so easy when everybody's trying to please me, baby.
Absolutely.
My favorite song is I always loved Night Train, Rocket Queen, My Michelle. I mean, yeah, I mean, I'll think about you. That's my
Brown
favorite
song?
Guns N' Roses song. I think about you.
We used to play Mr. Brownstone all the time.
Yeah, Mr. Brown song. I get up whenever, get out of bed around now. I used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do it, so the little got mow and mow. Yeah, love that record. Every song on that is awesome.
Jericho's, yeah, Duff's good. He's got that show with his wife. With I don't remember his wife's name. But
here's a question for you all.
Together.
For all the Guns N' Roses fans, which one did you prefer? Use Your Illusion 1 or Use Your Illusion 2? How about you, Pat?
I would have to go back and see what's on each of them because I used to just have them like in a. At the time, I remember I had like the 5-disc player, so I wouldn't remember what song was actually on each one. I truthfully wouldn't remember unless I looked at it. And even now,
see, back when that one came out, when those came out, we were like, you bought them on tapes. Me and my friends all bought them on cassette, and you only basically you didn't have a job yet or nothing, so you basically bought one. You had to choose. Yep. Do you pick part 1 or part 2? And then you'd get the other one eventually. But you heard it all because if you say you bought, like I bought part 2. That was the first one I bought. But like my buddy had part 1, so you heard both records. You know what I mean? You knew all the songs, but part 2 was always my favorite one. It just had the better songs, in my opinion. Like Civil War. That's one of my favorite Guns N' Roses songs.
I would have to look and see what's on each one because that was my thing that was horrible about like what used to happen back in the day was before I actually got a CD player in my car. I just I just put everything on cassettes. And I put it in the car and I'd listen to them. So my big thing was I know the songs, but half the time I could sing the song note for note. Didn't remember the names of the songs. Didn't remember where they landed on the album. See, back in the 70s, you sat there with a record. You read the record from front to back. So I can tell you the stuff I used to have on vinyl. I can tell you exactly who probably produced it because what else was there to do? I sat there, put the record on, and just read the liner notes, read the words. So you knew all that stuff. But like even now, like if something new came out, like say tomorrow, I love Tesla, use Tesla as a thing. I would just download the songs and probably never know the names of them or where they landed because that's just how we get fed these days.
Like you're saying back then, I remember sitting there with the Use Your Illusion 2 cassette and like it had all the fucking lyrics and reading the lyrics and like it was one of those where in between the lyrics there was like little drawings, little doodles and stuff like skeletons and shit. So it was like I remember looking at those little pictures. And if I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was the Use Your Illusion cassettes. For some reason, it was those tapes where it had the perforations in the folds. So if you did it too many times, it would start to come apart. There's only a few tapes that I had that were like that. And I was like, why would you do that? That's the stupidest idea. What, do you want to tear out just this lyric sheet or something? You know, you're trying to not open it so it doesn't fall apart. But yeah, that was one of those tapes I wore the shit out of was Use Your Illusion 2.
I remember now.
Could be mine on it from
they were so
Terminator
small.
2, you know?
All the writing and everything was so small. Back then I could read it. Now if I took it out, I'm like...
You'll be putting your phone over it and zooming in.
I'm like, how did I read this shit back in the day?
That's one of the
Kelly
another
Miller.
cool feature with our phones that a lot of people don't realize is you can basically use it as a magnifying glass if you need to.
I do it at
Hold your
work
phone
every
over
day,
something and then zoom in on it on the camera, and it
almost
makes
every
everything
day.
bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelly Muller says, "Hey guys, a question for Pat. Are you also a huge Die Hard Crew fan, or is it just my hoping you are? Since I'm a huge Michael Myers fan and super huge Die Hard Crew fan. Well, you got here just in time because I'm just about to give my number two. My number two is Molly Crew.
Hey.
Number two
Wow.
is
All
Molly
right.
Crew. Big Crew fan. I mean, from their first album. I remember hearing Live Wire, and I just was like, wow, these guys are freaking awesome. And but while they were heavy, because I was also a punk rocker in the day, so they were bordering on that before they not mellowed out a little bit, just got a little bit more polished, I should say. Because the
Well,
first
they
album was
did
very
kind
raw.
of mellow out because those first two records are,
Oh
like
yeah, I mean, shout out to
fist
Devil. It's just,
pumping shit.
shout out to
Then
Devil. Just freaking rules.
once you get
Theater,
to
Theater of Pain.
Home Sweet Home with that one with the Theater of Pain, it's
Yeah.
like it did slow down a lot.
I remember winning that. I won Theater of Pain on the Wildwood Boardwalk in New Jersey. I remember
Wow.
getting it. I was like so psyched. I'm like, yes, got home, listened to it. I was like,
Yeah.
I was like,
I know. It's the only Motley Crue album I ever had on vinyl, and I remember buying it at the record store too, and bringing it home and going, like you're saying,
yeah.
like it's
I was like,
fine. I don't hate
did I
it,
like
but
it? I didn't
yeah,
hate it. I'm like, maybe I have to listen to it a few more times. To this day, it's still their weakest album. Even Girls,
yeah,
freaking is great. What a great album that is too. And when you talk about Dr.
yeah.
Feelgood, I love Dr. Feelgood.
Dr. Feelgood, yeah, a lot of hits off that one, a lot of good songs
No,
on that one.
number two for me, yeah, Crew, big Crew fan, always was. Very underrated guitar player, Mick Mars. Always liked his sound too. Very chunky and very, very unique to him because you heard that guitar, you always knew it was Mick Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Big time.
Yeah, definitely. The tone and everything. My favorite Motley Crue song ever is "Red Hot." Still to this day.
Great tune.
Shout out the Devil. Yeah.
Too
And I
Fast
only
for
saw
You.
Vince Neil. I never saw Motley Crue live, but I did see Vince Neil live once. And he played that fucking song. He played Red Hot. And I remember I was all the way in the back of the club thinking, I don't give a shit. It's just Vince Neil. It's not Motley Crue. I don't fucking care. And then as I'm about to go into the next room from the back, and I'm like, you gotta be shitting me.
You're like, yes!
And I turned around and I just tore everyone out of my way. I was right in front of the stage, pumping my fist for that one.
So, Kelly, you saw the Theater of Pain concert. You were 12. It was loud. Yeah, I didn't. That's. I don't hate it because I love Crew, and I don't think there's a bad Crew album. I even like the stuff with John Corabi. I think he got a raw deal. He just got treated like shit because everybody wanted Vince Neil there. But John Corabi was good. He did some real good stuff with Bruce Kulick from Kiss too. It was a good singer.
That Theater of Pain tour still probably would have been pretty good because you got most of the set is probably from the first two records.
Well, that happens too because people ask me all the time because I'm a diehard Kiss fan. Obviously, I'm going to go right to the reunion tour. '96 is my favorite ever because that's when I finally got to see the original band in all their glory. But they say the Kiss non-makeup concert I've ever seen, best concert tour that they did, and people rave about the tour, was Hot in the Shade, and that was their shittiest album. It really was. It was like a compilation of demos, but that tour, they were fucking on fire. They were playing a bunch of old tunes, and it's one of those things, like you said, like it was a culmination of so much other great stuff, but the album they were touring for sucked.
Yeah. What was Hot in the Shade? Was that the one where it had like a Sphinx with the sunglasses?
The Sphinx on it, yeah. There are a couple of songs on there were okay.
Did they have a hit off that one? Did they have a hit song off that one at all?
Forever. The song Forever.
Oh, see, I like that song.
Yeah.
I do like that song.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's a handful
I didn't know
of
it was
songs
from that record.
I tried to make that my wedding song, but the wife's like, yeah, it's not going to be a Kiss song. I'm like, I tried.
I think Craig's dad had that. There was like, at one point, Craig's dad went through a midlife crisis. He got let go from his job, like laid off, where they gave him like a huge severance package. And I remember we were still kids, and I remember he went and he blew a whole bunch of money on himself, to make himself feel better. I guess he was the first person we knew to have CD player. He went and bought a 3 or 5 disc CD changer, big fucking speakers, Kenwood speakers, He went and got leather pants, leather coat.
Never got leather pants because I was like, my never had the body for it. Like I was always thick.
Yeah.
I wasn't as fat as I am now back then, but
Well,
I'm
he
like,
didn't really
no
have the
way.
body for it either. But I remember one time Craig tried to be cool and he wore his dad's leather pants to school. They were way too fucking big on him. The kids all were laughing. As soon as he walked into school, the first two kids started laughing. Oh, look at Craig with his leather pants. And everyone just started fucking laughing. He's like, oh, that's a bad idea, dude. He was like holding them up. They were like way too big, all saggy in the ass.
No, definitely not for me, man. No. Dead Daisies with Karabi. Yeah, Karabi did all the side projects he did. He's a great singer. Stay tuned says The Darkness is his number 2. Another good one.
Sorry. And anyway, the whole reason that I told that story, he bought a bunch of CDs, and one of his CDs was that Kiss one with the Sphinx.
Yep.
So that's where I heard the song was Forever over at his house.
This guy says exactly W. Frickenstein, man. You missed out. Man, you missed out. Seen tons of bands live from Metallica to Maiden to Ozzy. None was better than Theater of Pain, literally the happy. See, like I said, it was probably.
I've seen Metallica.
It's a
I've
perfect
seen Maiden
analogy.
a million fucking times.
Perfect analogy because
I've seen
like
Ozzy
I said, the Hot the Sheet album was not good at all. It was one of their weaker albums, but the tour was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I can imagine, man. Yeah.
That'd be a good.
I mean, I'm glad I got to see the bands I got to see, but yeah, there's just a few right before my time. There's just a few shows right before my time that I wish I could have seen. You know,
I was about to say that might be a follow up to this episode. We should do an episode on all the bands we saw live.
Oh man, oh god,
yep,
I'll be going on forever.
that's why I'll just start a week early just to start remembering everything.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, what do you have for number 2? Because my number 2 was Crew.
Okay, and my number 2 is We're Not Gonna Take
There
It.
you go, Twisted Sister, way up there, nice.
Yes, I mean, come on, they're so fucking good. They're so
You're
heavy.
gonna burn in hell.
Dun, 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 dun. I always wanted to cover that, but I don't want to ruin it with the death metal voice. You know, it's like it's not the same style. And I've done it before. I've taken old thrash songs and made them death metal, but I just always wanted to play that song. That's basically what it is. Dun, 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 dun. Remember, at one point I learned like most of it.
Bon Jovi,
Yeah, great band. Love Twisted Sister, man.
Yeah, never disliked
Bon
Jovi.
I mean, I don't.
Never Over the Moon.
I know it's their commercial album, Stay Hungry, but there's not a bad song on that record, man. Front to back.
So many great songs on there. The Price is great.
And then,
song.
like you said, everything before that, too, is just excellent. You know, every record, come out. And then when they came out with, what was the one right after? Was it Come Out and Play? No, what was the one right after? Love is for Suckers. Love is for Suckers. And I even like that one. I have a soft spot for that one. There's some good songs on there.
What did them is when they did the cover of Leah the Pack, it was like, oh.
Yeah, that's that album. That's that album that's on.
That was like,
that was leader like, of the
take gun, shoot self in foot.
Yes. But there is some good songs on there. Like the first song, Wake Up the Sleeping Giant. Like that's a great tune.
Actually, the rest of the album is actually really good, but that killed it. Nobody wanted to even listen to it after
hearing that. Oh, I agree. That's definitely a skipper. You definitely skipped that one.
Oh, yeah. It's a big skipper. All right, so we'll see if we get out of here next 10 minutes because bordering 1 o'clock here, and I do have to go to work.
Oh, Jesus!
I do have an easy day. That's why I was agreeing to do this because I'm like, it's not a big deal. I kind of fell asleep earlier, and I have an easy day tomorrow. Thankfully, I have to work Saturday too, which kind of sucks. But hey, need the money.
Is what it is, right?
So my number 1, no surprise here. We've talked about it several times tonight, and we even discussed whether it should or not be on this list. But for me, Guns N' Roses. I was a ginormous Guns N' Roses fan in high school. I remember just studying because that was when I was learning to play guitar. So I just remember sitting there trying to play all that shit. I had the Appetite for Destruction. Actually, I just saw it not that long ago. I know I have the Hal Leonard book somewhere. It's in like pieces. It's like shredded because I used to open it up. And, I remember playing. They did a talent show at a school. I remember we played because it was big at the time too. So it was 87, 88. So we played Welcome to the Jungle. We played Sweet Child of Mine. And we played, I think we played Night Train. We didn't play Mr. Brownstone because I remember the teacher that was organizing it, the music teacher's like, I know what that song's about. He's like, no.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, nobody else is gonna know. But
I
yeah,
ain't no dummy.
huge, GNR fan. And I never got to see them back in the day. I didn't see them until they did the reunion tour years ago with Lenny Kravitz opening up, and I was a little hesitant because I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna be good because Axl's always a hit or miss.
Yeah,
they
right.
were fucking phenomenal, and they played for like almost 3 hours. Like,
wow, that's
it was
cool.
the middle of it was at MetLife Stadium where the Giants play. It was hot as fuck. It was like August. Him and both Slash and Axl must have went through like 10 shirts. Like if you saw them, they had the big screens on the side. And
you mean Slash had a shirt on?
They would just for a while, but I probably need something to just soak their sweat up. But they were just dripping. It was a hot August day, and everybody's like, "How were they?" Because you think they would be a hit or miss. I'm like, it was a hit. They sounded amazing, and they played almost every fucking song. I'm like, how long are these guys gonna play?
They played that long.
They played for hours, and Lenny Kravitz he was no fucking slouch either. He was fantastic.
I was gonna say I would have what a show. I would like to see Lenny Kravitz too.
Stay tuned says you mentioned my number one a few times. Oh, so his number one is Dokken. Nice, nothing wrong with that. Number one for Brett, right there. Guns N' Roses. Kelly says, agree. Twisted Sister rocked, even ballad. The price. Yeah, the price was awesome. The price we have to pay.
Yeah. Oh, that's the price we gotta pay. And it's the game we gotta play. Yeah. Makes me wonder if it's worth to carry on.
There you go.
Great song.
Now we're both singing. It's getting late. What's your number? I think I know what your number one is because you haven't mentioned it yet.
Come on, you know my number one.
It's I think it's Stab in the Dark for this Skid Row.
I have no place to go. It seems like there's a little trouble down in New Mexico. Skid Row, man.
Yep. I'm like,
Skid Row is it
number one. Nothing wrong with that.
I
profess my love for Skid Row too. Yeah.
I mean, the reason I do what I do, I picked up a guitar because 18 in Life and Metallica. You know, I discovered both bands at the same time, 1989. But that was the first song I ever learned to play on guitar was 18 in Life.
And Bolt 72 says
and
number one.
Been a fan ever since.
I'm wrong with that. Poison made my honorable mention. I was just never a huge Poison fan. They actually probably could have cracked if things moved around, it might have cracked my top 10. Always liked Poison. CC DeVille always had a great sound. Not a bad guitar player. Everybody in the band was
a good party band, you know.
Good party band.
Yeah, party in the 80s and something to throw on in the background.
Yeah. And they were good live. Like I said, I saw them. Like I said, I was actually there primarily to see Tesla, but I'm like, going to see Poison too, and they were good live. So I can't complain.
Yeah, Skid Row. I mean, God, in just my whole life, just been a huge fan, and that was what kicked it off for me. And I remember also when that album came out, when I first started playing guitar, we used to go up to Wisconsin all the time for my grandparents had a farmhouse up in Wisconsin. So in the summers and a lot, we'd go up for a few days, a weekend, and I've come to find out that one of the towns that we used to frequent right up there and drive through every single time was Lake Geneva. And it's where they recorded their debut album, was Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. So we were going right past their studio where Skid Row made this legendary fucking record. And what was really cool is where we would actually stay, Lake Delavan is where they had their farmhouse. There was like a little resort called Lake Lawn Lodge where we would go there a lot. They had a swimming pool where if you paid like a few bucks admission, you could go swim in the pool there. And we would go there sometimes. There was an arcade attached to it. And I wasn't never really, I'd swim, but I wasn't like that. My brother would be in there the whole time. My sister, I go take a dip and then I'm done. I go hang out in the arcade. And I remember they had a jukebox in there. And I was going through the jukebox. They had the entire first Skid Row album in there, but it was all on 45, all on 7 inches. So it was like one song on one side, one song on the next. One song. It was the full record was like that. So it was like two songs, all the way up to the end. So it was like, no way. I remember just putting in enough money to listen to the whole record, playing video games and shit. So there's just a lot of good memories I got attached to Skid Row. I remember when Slave to the Grind came out, I was there at the mall waiting with my money before the doors opened so I could grab it when the mall opened and shit. And yeah, it's like it's just always been my band, back then. Like I said, after the third record, I've never really heard another one that was anywhere near as good as those first couple.
I agree.
They've
I've heard
had
some
some
tunes
good
that they've
songs
had.
here and there.
Right, same thing. A couple of songs here and there I liked with different singers, but nothing's gonna
Yeah.
beat the classic lineup.
Yeah, about the closest they came was like the last. I think it was the very last full length they put out. They had a singer that sounded exactly like Sebastian Bach. I think he was a Swedish guy or something, and he sounded just like him. And the music they must have inspired them to write music that sounded more like the old stuff because it was the closest I thought to the old stuff that they'd done in forever. But it still wasn't the old stuff. The old stuff was like magic. It was special.
All right, I have to do it because you mentioned Wisconsin way too much because I was twitching.
Come on, it's Czechoslovakia. We zip in, we pick them up, we zip right out again. We're not going to Moscow. It's Czechoslovakia. It's like going into Wisconsin.
Well, I got the shit kicked out of me in Wisconsin once. Forget it.
There you go. You said like Wisconsin like 10 times. I was like, I got to do it. I got to do it.
And that's funny that you show these two because just in a couple of days here, we're going to be at Groundhog Day.
Groundhog
Day. That's their movie.
Groundhog
Directed
Day
by
is,
Harold.
It's on Monday.
Starring Bill Murray.
I have to watch it on
and
Monday.
every year I celebrate. I watch the full movie and I have a breakfast. And last year, usually I'm off. This time of year, so I have a big breakfast while I watch it. Well, last year we missed our breakfast, so we had breakfast for dinner. I think that's going to be the new tradition because now I'm told I have to work on Groundhog Day. So instead of having it for, we're going to probably wind up watching it at night and having like a omelet or something while I watch it.
Very cool. So, folks, those are our top 10, and along with some honorable mentions. That was awesome. And
yeah, I do have a couple honorable mentions.
Yeah, throw them in. I threw mine in while you were taking a walk. I threw out some honorable mentions.
Extreme was one of my honorable mentions. Had to mention them. I never considered them hair metal, but they did play a lot of their songs on the same stations. Queensryche, like Eyes of a Stranger, stuff like that.
Yeah, I had them in my.
They're one of my favorite bands. I love Queensryche.
Yep.
I love Queensryche, but I've never considered them a hair metal band. But there was that time, where Jeff Tate had the fucking hair and shit, and they kind of would play their songs, yeah, especially Empire, yeah. Yep. So I just threw them on as an honorable mention just to say, yes, I didn't forget about Queensryche. Actually, they rule. They'd be like really towards the top if we were including these guys. But and then just a couple bands that there was a band called Tough. I don't know if you remember. It came out right at the end, on the TUFF, right at the very end when hair metal was basically dead. I remember they had a big hit with I hate kissing you goodbye. And they used to play the shit out of that on our local radio station.
Tough, like TUFF or TOUGH?
No, TUFF. Yeah, that was their name. But that was really just the song. It was mostly that song. I really don't remember anything else from them, but that song was really good. But the band that I really wanted to mention, my biggest honorable mention here, that was totally came out in the hair metal age, but right towards the end, again, right when it was dying out, so they got no recognition. A band called Roxy Blue.
They sound familiar too.
I think that the album was called Want Some. It had Uncle Sam on the cover, kind of doing one of these lure in, come like this. He had a super hot chick hanging off his shoulder. And I swear that guitar player wanted to be Van Halen so bad, man. He looked like him. He acted like him. He tried to play his guitar just like him. And that's the kind of vibe that the band had. They were kind of like that party band. They didn't wear the makeup or nothing, but they, were laughing in their videos and shit. But they had some really good ballads too. It was the only record that I'm aware of. It's just the Roxy Blue Want Some. Great record, man. There's some really good songs on there. Some good ballads, some good, rock. Just party time songs, and yeah, good album. Check out Roxy Blue.
Very cool. Yeah, the ones I had on my list because you were indisposed. I put Lynch Mob, Donkin, Mr. Big, White Lion, Zebra.
Oh yeah,
Winger, Warrant, Wasp, Queensryche, and like I said, Bon Jovi. I've never had a problem with Bon Jovi, but they were definitely hair metal.
Yeah, back in the day, I didn't have a problem with Bon Jovi. Now, when I hear stories about John Bon Jovi, I have a problem with Bon Jovi more and more. But yeah, like back then, I mean, "Slippery When Wet." It's another record you just couldn't escape, man. It was
Or
everywhere.
7800 Fahrenheit was actually even heavier. The one before that.
Yeah,
That was pretty good.
just the songs from "Slippery When Wet," though. They were everywhere. I remember even watching. Remember Spaceballs had the song, the first song I think on the record. Raise your hands
Yeah.
when you gotta let
See,
it go.
when you start seeing it, you hear the intro.
Yeah, that's like the intro to Lone Star and fucking Barf.
Yep. Let me
He's
check the
dancing.
chat.
That's right. He's dancing, eating that bucket of
He's
food.
dancing. Yeah. He's eating the big thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going on in the chat. Then we're gonna get the heck out of here. I'll get some sleep. Song "Slave to the Grind" is powerful. Kind of reminds me of "Smoke This Guy." Yeah, "Slave to the Grind" just rules.
Yeah, rules, man. That song
Junkyard.
rules.
Yeah, I remember the band Junkyard. And I was drinking out. Ellie says, "Hell yeah, I wish I was out there drinking with y'all. You seem like a lot of fun. Rock on, thanks. Yeah, well, hey, we're always hanging out. We're live every Sunday and every Tuesday. Usually doing horror stuff, but we always mix music in there too. So if you haven't, hit subscribe and don't be shy. We don't bite.
Oh yeah, and check my channel out. I got a lot of music on there too. A lot of old. It's not all death metal. I got live stuff from Grim Reaper. From there's a lot of stuff on there from old school bands. Riot.
Awesome, yeah. And like I wrote this down. Maybe next week, if we find some time, we'll do that. We'll go for all the bands we've seen over the years. I have to start making the list now.
I was gonna say, I think me and you both need to think really hard about that one.
Yeah, this is
I know I've seen
like
a lot of fucking
I've seen a
bands.
lot of fucking bands. It's good. That's take a while. But stay tuned. What's up? It says this was a blast night. Pat, Bill, Lito, Brett, Kelly, Bolts, and everyone else in the chat. See you next live. Stay tuned. Awesome. Good seeing you, man.
Thanks for hanging out, man.
Cody's still up. What's up, buddy? Favorite John Bon Jovi song is "I'd Die for You." Oh, that song was gigantic back in the day.
Yeah, good song.
And Bolts, rock on. You too. All right, folks. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here because I have to get some sleep. So if you haven't, by all means, it really does help. And if you're new to we saw some new names tonight, which was awesome. We're live every Sunday night. We're live every Tuesday night, which primarily is movie related, but we do talk a lot of music and we try to do stuff like this. And I think next week maybe we'll do that bands we've seen, and we'll go from there. So everybody have a great rest of your week, and we'll be back on Sunday live. And that's basically it. And be sure down below, make sure you hit up Bill's channel. The link's down there. Go give him a sub and check it out. All right, folks. So we'll see you probably Sunday night. Have a great rest of your week. Later.